Hey guys, it's the pre-market show. This is Boss Trading. My name is Eric Boss. I'm a day trader and I'm looking at the charts of AMC right now. You're looking at them too. As I imagine this is AMC on a daily. This is what I told you 2 days ago. I think, just let me check my notes if they're somewhere around here. Well, they are not. But I can just see, we talked about this one here, and then I said, well, what I want to see is this one getting filled. And look at this. I literally drew this white lines, guys, and this is what it did. It came to this 1090 mark, almost 11. So that's just great. Do you see this? And we did this because we saw, of course, this happening, this happening, this happening. And every time this was happening, it popped back up just a little bit, just enough for a day trade. And now everybody on Twitter is AMC is up, AMC is up, AMC is up. Well, no, it was up. It was up a while ago and it was up. Just now pre-market, and I told you about this one here 2 days ago. So please pay attention, guys and girls. So now it's not up, it's maybe pushed a little bit again on the well-known platform, but failed to push to the 1057. And I'm wondering if it's now going to get to the 1091 that I predicted 2 days ago, guys, 2 days ago. So this is AMC for you now. It's not very interesting right now. Maybe you just can look at the level, if it's going to hold one of these levels here. But look at this. If this was a push, this was a push. Just a small one, but it broke out. This was a push, and this is the same push as this one. So always looking at what the chart did before, or stock did before. This push looks very similar to me compared to this push here. And what did it do? The next day, it just stayed here, consolidation. So on AMC, I am not sure, just looking at price action to see if this one will go or not for AMC. This morning on our show, we talked a little bit about NTEC. It's a small one. And I didn't have the nerve to I didn't draw the line here, because then would be this line. And you could have played this one on low volume, so there's nothing much to gain here if you were inclined to do this. So be careful in pre-market. Volume has to come up. But what we now see is really this. Just let's see if it's just gonna go back to this bottom here. So this was the start of the festivities on NTEC, which is NTEC Pharma. Just here you got this big bump. Maybe you can say, okay, I'm gonna call this as a level here at 436-ish. You know what I'm gonna do. But really be very careful with this one, because This is the pop in the beginning, never got to its post-market high, and then ever since it's just fading. I don't know if there's a short sell restriction on this one, but if there is, then you can short this one. If you have to pay for this one, I'm not sure really, didn't have a look at it. So maybe you can just play the bounce here at 436, and otherwise maybe on a $0.50 if it's your kind of play. So that's on NTEC. Let's look at PLTR once more, because this is what happened on PLTR in the early bird morning show. We drew this line here, as you well remember, or maybe you don't, and then you have to look back, but you don't because you look at this one. So I said on the early bird show, please watch the price action on this one, and now it's just here on the 1661, and fell through that. Really trying now to hold this one here, but it's already down 10%. So where is the level? Where's the support here on PLTR? Where can you find any support now on PLTR for a day trade? Well, I think I'm going to get rid of the Fibonacci here, because we said 1663. Maybe you can. This is the level. It's not holding that level right now. So if it's not holding the level, it's not. If it's not support there, then why should I bother? So is this just maybe? Let's look at this one. 1597, 16, and 1610. So let's make a bold statement here and say this 16 area is the maybe a level that we are looking for the bounce. We always say what goes up must come down, and what comes down must go up. Well, the important question behind that, of course, is there, when will that be? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. So you would think at some point, you don't want to wait to 18 here, of course. So here 16-ish is maybe a level that will be of some interest for PLTR as a support level. And when it gets there and it bounces, then you have all the room you want to have to the upside to play this one. So PLTR really is maybe something that you should look at. And hoping that there will be a bounce today or maybe tomorrow. This ultra stock futures, this on ETF. This is an ETF, so is this a bounce or is it not the bounce? So this is 393. Trying to get through that level here, the 9 EMA, now trying to really get past this 20 now, so just might, if it's breaking this 467, it just might break to the upside, and then I'm really interested in this one. It's not a normal stock, it's an ETF, but you can trade ETFs if you want to, if that's your game. So big push up from pre-market. And what we normally see is after a push like this, then this is happening. But now that we don't see this happening and it stays here stays above VWAP even, then I'm starting to get some interest in it. It's not much volume right now, so nothing interesting to do in pre-market, but this 467 is something that you want to look at for UVXY. Then we have another small stock PLIN. Also this big push up, and this China stock. Also this push up, it didn't do this. So it's different from the other pushes in pre-market. It looked like it would though, so it just got here to this 50 mark, which is normally not that important on a 1 minute scale for me. Pushed back up, didn't get there to this $1. Back to 85 cents, so probably not a play anyway for me. But I just was interested in this one because it just clipped that $1, and if it gets above $1, you know, then a stock like this can just move. So PLIN, really small stock, but I am just normally not that interested in these small stocks under $1, but if they are close to $1, we saw that with SNDL a few times ago, some days ago, we have seen that on ZOM, and we also have seen that on, what was the other one also again, NAKD. So I can pull NAKD up, for example. So that's now a 40-cent stock, if you believe it. So this is a daily for NAKD, and when it got above this $1, then on the day itself, 50 cents, and the next day 341 with a big rejection, of course, but a lot of volatility. So if a stock gets above that $1, then this is what you just might see. Be very careful with this, because you can win a lot and can lose a lot, as you can see here, and then here it fades under the $1 and then it's gone. And the same kind of thing we saw with SNDL. Also here above the $1, then didn't get there, back again here. You can't see that, can you? Then got above the $1 again here. Just let me get rid of this one. Got above that $1 again here, didn't do much the next day, but then here some consolidation station, and you always want to see this consolidation station here without giving it back, especially when it's above the $1. So this is consolidation station, and then boom, boom, boom. You could have played this one perfectly, and at that time I did. There was a lot of momentum, there was a lot of volume, relative volume. See, this is big volume compared to this. And also on that red day, there is big volume, a lot of volatility, a lot of chances to play SNDL. So that's what we are now. Some kind of pattern like this. Maybe sometimes it's just interesting when markets just tank like they do yesterday and maybe today. Maybe it's just interesting to see if there's something going on with these real small stocks. So this is PLIN today on the daily, rejected at $1. I'm not really have that much confidence in it that it will get back above it. So something like that, and if it's the same mover as, for example, the other one, that just might go to 150 here to this level, just under 150, I would say. Set my alert on $1. If there's enough volume, I'm just gonna try this one and see what's going on here with this really small stock. So let's look at what's happening in pre-market. Here we have PLIN. We talked about that one. NTEC we talked about. There are some smaller stocks also with no volume, so they are up but no volume. All up without any volume. That's not what you want to see. Refresh this one now. Here there's a lot of red on the screens now. So oh, no enough volume. I thought this was on days like this, if you are a day trader, what you want to see is if everything goes down and you sometimes just turn to the small ones like CERC, Cereco, CERC, huge push to the upside, got rejected around 13,350, but didn't have the pattern that we often see that it just went down and didn't get up anywhere. It just tries now to stay above VWAP. Does not really have the confidence to do that, so I really want to see this one staying above this blue line here, and you know that this is the 50 EMA on the daily. You also have here this bundle of all other moving averages. It's 278, but to be really sure on such a small stock, also you really want this one to be above 290. So CERC is maybe a play today. If it gets above this, and surely also have to get above the VWAP. Then is there something else going on right now that may be of some interest? PTEX. So this is what we know from stocks that push out. This is the whole way. This is back down here. I want to see to break this trend line, then also get above VWAP, and then maybe play to the upside. So I'm gonna set an alert now here at 360. Just waiting to see if this one's gonna do anything above that, and I wanna play it. You know, the thing with the small stocks like these, if they go down to this level 278, they never get up anymore. No, not never, almost never. No, not almost never, seldom. So please be aware that big stocks that go down here and touch a level, then they just might go up. And what you often see here is that if this is the level, then they just stay here and sit in some kind of consolidation phase, and then often fall through it or just get up the next day or maybe late in the afternoon, but never you don't get these big bounces on small stocks. Okay, just AMC again. It's just now here with no volume, so not doing anything. Oh, I see here GMIA. We talked about this one also on the early bird show this morning, and I drew this line here. If it fell through that, we said, well, if it's not holding this 1961, then it's a short for this one. So this 1961 was our level. Didn't hold it here, as you can see. Try to get up here again to 1960, as you can see here, 1960. So the level we made here was good. Could have also been this 1948, 1950-ish. So not in pre-market, but when markets open and you see this happening. So I'm drawing this level, 1961. This is the level. It comes back down here, and there's two things that you want to see then. One, it bounces on this level, gets up again, and then with the next candle in the 1 minute forming, you can see this, and then here, this is where you go in, because now this low is higher than this low here, so this is a reversal. This is what you want to see when you go long on a stock like this on the level. If the level is not holding here and you are inclined to short this one, if you want to play it short, then you can say, okay, now fell through it, and then try to get back here. Just take this one away. Try to get back here. 960, didn't get it. There, it got 960, but the next one here, this one, didn't get above this minute candle. Can you see that? So this is 960. This one is getting now above its level, but this one does not get above this 1 minute candle, and you want to see that. Then goes down here, just on 1960 again, then under 1960 again. So this high here is 1960, and then going down again. So now you know 1960, the level that we drew, was a correct level for us. And if you want to play the short now, then you have to reverse your thoughts and then think, okay, this one now is going down, so this low is now lower than this low. You see that? This low is lower than this low, this high is lower than this high. So if you have a lower low and a lower high, so when this is the moment, then here that you're going to get into this one. So this is your entry level here on a stock like this if you want to go short. And what you then say is this, okay, this is 1933, this is 1961, okay, and then my stop loss will be this one. So entry is the green one here, and then stop loss is your red one here. You want to get out if it gets above this 1961, because it was a level here, and if it gets above that again, then you know you're in trouble. You have a lot of confirmation that the level was the correct level. So this is your stop loss, it's 1961. This is your entry, and you play to the downside. If you didn't see a level under this, then just play it on price action. So normally what you want to do is you want to trade to a level and say, okay, I'm now in with a stop loss of, let's just say, 30 cents. So this is 1933. At least I want to see 1 to 2 revenue on this one. So at least I want to see is 18, just 1870. So normally this would be your out here, at least. So you at least want to see this level to take your profits. And why is that? Well, that's simple. This is the risk that you're taking. 30 cents. This is the gain that you want to make. 60 cents. Did I say that right? Yeah. 60 cents. So it's a 1 to 2 ratio, and a 1 to 2 ratio is something that you at least want. So if you play this one to the downside, then 1870 is something that you really want to see going on here. So on your exit strategy, what you have to do then, you have to see, okay, this is going down, and then you have to, this low is lower than this low. This is a lower low. Here, for the first time, something looks to be a double bottom here at 1815. So now you have to be very careful, especially with this one forming now, and it gets up a little bit. So just exactly at 1870 level. So you just might have said, okay, I'm going out here. I don't blame you for that. But just this little green candle to the upside and just a little peak above this one is not a signal to get out. This is not a get out signal, because this low is lower than this low. So this looked to be a double bottom. It wasn't. This low is lower than this low. This low is lower than this low. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And then here for the first time you see something going on. This low is higher than this low. So this is a higher low. And here is your first higher high compared to this one. So this is a signal to get out. And not this. So you could have played this one all the way back to 1805, and then you got in at 1933. So I don't have to tell you that you made a big gain at that point. So that's how you can play a stock like this. If you are long bias, does not hold this level, then switch in your head and say, okay, I'm going to go short. I don't do this all the time. And even not always, and even only if I have a level on the downside. But in today's market, you might just make some money on some shorts. So keep that in mind. Just one more look at what's going on here. This is Palantir, UVXY, SNDL again. Been out 17 cents, so not interesting. NEO we talked about this morning. CIERC we talked about. PLIN we talked about that one. Tesla down, Space down, FNGU down, Nokia down, NAKD down. So everything is down. So please be aware today. This was pre-market. This was boss trading. Be careful. This shows for information purposes only. Be sure that you trade your own strategies, and I'll be back tomorrow at the Early Bird Show at the Virginia channel, and after that at my own channel at 7:30 and at 1:30 Amsterdam time. Okay, guys, have a nice day. Happy trading, and see you guys tomorrow.